I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
It doesn't matter. I am great.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 3A championship game of the Idaho High School Football Playoff. State playoff coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, Ideal Idaho's College Savings Program, Valleywide Cooperative, your local Toyota dealers, Dip Fusion Helmet Reconditioning, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Tonight we come to you live from the ICCU Dome, where the number 3 seeded Westside Pirates will take on the number 1 Declo Hornets in the 3A championship game. Hi everyone and welcome in. My name is Joel Richardson and I'm joined by the East Idaho expert and insider Sean Kane and the boss himself, Paul Kingsbury. Declo coming in, like I said, as the number 1 seed, Westside number 3 seed, but these teams have played each other before in the regular season. That final score was 6-0. It was a barn burner, Sean.
Yeah, it was a defensive battle. Probably the most defensive battle game out of any division all year. 6-0 win by Declo.
And how did these two teams get here? Well, Declo had a first-round bye because they had that aggregate over Westside. And so that first round they didn't play. Declo didn't play, and they defeated Nampa Christian 19-14, and then Fort Firth 28-7. How did Westside get here? It was
well,
ahead,
they
Sean.
got here by running onto the field. Both teams just ran on the field with their flags, and the refs had to get involved, Joel.
Declo got there first. Westside came, tried to push him out.
It was pretty fun.
Love it. So how did Westside get here? Yeah, running across the field and running here, there, and everywhere. 43-0 over Malad, 28-14 over Ryrie, and then last week 29-0 over Aberdeen. And that game was close in the regular season, but Westside showing their dominance over Aberdeen. Will they do the same thing tonight, Sean?
I mean, Westside, I think, has seen, the light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to take defense to win these games against these tough conference opponents like, Aberdeen, or tonight, Declo, right? Declo held Westside to 0 points last time, and so they kind of wanted to show they were able to flex that muscle with a 29-0 victory over Aberdeen. So definitely you get the feel of a defensive battle coming up tonight here at the ICCU Dome.
For those who don't know about these two teams, Sean, of course, Westside and Declo, they are in the SEIC together, the Southeast Idaho Conference. Declo, a newcomer to this conference, they used to just be with Wendell out there in their own conference in 2A, but now with everyone moving up, Declo and Wendell decided, you know what, let's go join the powerhouses out in East Idaho. And they're part of East Idaho. We adopt them, right? We're okay with bringing them out here in East Idaho as they're right there on the border. But now Westside and Declo both in the same conference in the SCIC. We already mentioned they've played each other before, but pretty cool that this 3A championship comes down to who is best in the SCIC.
Yeah, definitely. You've got probably the best 3A conference, having Westside, Declo, and Aberdeen, who had a phenomenal season this year, making it to the semifinals. But this 3A conference here in East Idaho was all year you could kind of smell it, feel it. The championship was going to come out here, and no matter what, it is going to come. The championship is going to come to this conference. It's just what team is it going to be? Who's going to come up with big plays? Who's going to play defense? I mean, we know both can. What an exciting matchup.
And Sean Kane, as the East Idaho expert and insider, made a bold prediction, folks, at the beginning of the season. And, bold may be facetious there, a little tongue-in-cheek, but he did say the championship would be coming out of the Southeast Idaho Conference. Speaking of championships, Westside coming in with 9 championships. Head coach Tyson Moser, in his 16th season, has 6 of those championships. On the other side, Declo, they have 4 championships total. But Rhett Jones, even though he's been with Declo for a while as an assistant coach, actually just for 1 year, then with Minico 5 years, this is his first year as the head coach for the Declo Hornets.
Yeah, and last night between Carey and Dietrich, we had young coaches. You don't see that very often when it's your first year headed into a championship game for like Declo, being a first-year head coach heading into a championship game. Very difficult thing to do, hard to do. Was able to get his team here, but it's a tradition in Declo. I mean, between Declo and Westside, the last 10 years is pretty much that's who's won the championship.
And head coach for Declo, Rhett Jones, again in his first year, he mentioned that this game, and we'll talk about the keys to the matchup as we're just about set to get started, it's going to be a battle of cultures. Whose culture, as both teams are really close on defense, really close on offense, who's going to be able to get through for the next, to just edge over the other team.
Well, Joel, it's time for championship state football.
Been looking forward to this one all week long, Sean. Westside is going to be kicking off to Declo. Westside in the all maroon going right to left. That's east to west. Declo in the all whites with the black helmets. A really great matchup with the maroon versus the all white. Great helmets, great jerseys. Let's get started.
Let's get it started, yeah.
And that's the boss, Paul Kingsbury, over there dancing, doing a little, getting a little music going for this game. Westside will kick off from the 40-yard line, and it's received at about the 6. Run up the middle, right up the field, at the middle of the field to the 20. We're going to call it the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 25 for the Declo Hornets. Sean, let's discuss some of the keys to the game for this Declo offense. What should we expect to see from the Hornets starting this game?
I think you're going to see a heavy dose of ball control, try to run through the numbers, you know, and not give Westside an opportunity to have the ball, I think is going to be a key for Declo.
Hayden Thaxton under center, hands off the ball. And they're going to try to go up the middle, but stopped quickly by the Westside defense. So the first play of the game will go, they're going to give them a couple yards on that first down.
Mitch Keller in on the tackle for Westside. Bunch of Westside Pirates there.
Hayden Thaxton gets the call from the sideline, and we've seen this a lot throughout this football season. Instead of doing the signs, the quarterback will run across the field to get the call from the coach and then go back to the huddle. Over time, that could take, it takes energy. As we have another run up the middle, handoff from Hayden Thaxton to Stetson Moulton. Number 40, Keston Coyle. Looked like a 10, but that was a 4 and a 0, Keston Coyle. He'll run the ball a lot tonight, Sean.
Yeah, he's a big fella down there. He's going to do a lot of work on the ground.
So gain of 7. Just about 2 minutes ticked off the clock in this first quarter. Ball is on the 34-yard line, so 3rd and 1. Westside, maybe they get a stop here, force an early punt from this Hornets offense. Thaxton under center. Man wide at the top. Another handoff. And this was a counter play. Nice run there from number 23, Bodie Brackenberry will get the first down for the Hornets.
Brody Brackenberry's had a phenomenal season. He's also, Declo's got a lot of different runners they're going to throw at you. And Brody Brackenberry, again, on my top 10 list of best names in high school football.
This time Thaxton's going to be the shotgun. He's got 4 wide, running back to his right hip. And it's going to be a wildcat to the running back who is at his right hip. That's going to be a run from Bodie Brackenberry once again. He'll get a gain of 2. So after that first down run, he gets a couple more.
And you can just see Westside is not really willing to give up anything in the middle. They're loading the box down there. They're throwing guys all over inside the gaps, and they're just not going to give up a lot. They're really going to make Declo try to come up with something.
And had a great chance to talk to Tyson Moser, head coach of this Westside Pirates team, and he mentioned his keys to the game were pretty simple. Establish the run, control the line of scrimmage, and on defense, stop the run and win the line of scrimmage.
Well, I was almost right, I think. I feel good about it.
You were reading the notes, man. Thaxton takes the snap, and that's bumbled. That's going to be intercepted. They're going to call that a dead ball.
And that was interesting, right? I didn't hear a whistle, and the referee picked up the ball.
I mean, it looked like a pitch to me, boys.
It was a underhand toss by Declo. Westside got in there. It went to the ground, but before I heard a whistle, the referee picked up the ball and called it dead. That was interesting.
Paul, any inside down there?
All I can think is they were both holding on to the ball at one point, right? He pitched it. He juggled it. They both held on. It dropped, and then a Westside player literally tipped it backwards. I thought it was still a live ball, guys. I don't know. They're closer than I am, though, right?
Right. On the near hash, 40-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8. 9:13 to play in the first quarter. Thaxton, play action. He's going to try to take it himself. He breaks the tackle, goes to the far side. He decides to cut inside. Should have went wide. I got my color guys right here telling him to go get to the sideline.
I'm doing my best Preston Woods from Cary impression,
That's
right? He directs traffic very well for Cary. Directed it well enough for a championship, but everyone here wanted him to go out wide.
So Thaxton tried to follow his blocker, but he should have tried to get to the sideline. Can't. And great stop from the Westside defense. 4th and 7. And Bodie Brackenberry will punt.
Yeah, nice job by Westside, just not giving up anything.
And it's going to be a fake. And now it was a fake, and they decide to punt it anyway. Nice play there from Bodie Brackenberry. That ball bounces to, they're going to call it dead ball at the, waiting for the official from the 11-yard line. So Bodie Brackenberry looked to fake it. It wasn't there. He pulls back, sends the punt, and the punt goes all the way to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Brody Brackenberry, how he was able to get that punt off so well was nothing short of amazing, because he went forwards, backwards, dead stopped, and just punted it. I mean, just I didn't even think he was going to punt it, and he punted it, and it was a great punt. I mean, I can't imagine if he was actually just going to punt it from this outright, what he could have done. What a leg.
So Westside will take over on offense on the 11-yard line. Listen for Crew and Drake Sage, the brothers on offense. Handoff. He'll get a couple. That is number 22 for this Westside Pirates team, Drake Sage, the sophomore.
And that's going to be a key to the game for Declo, is how do they stop the Westside wing T ship from sailing, because it's sailed very well the last few years.
So a gain of 4 gets him to the 15-yard line, 2nd and 6 with 7:55 to play in the first quarter. Fuller under center. He hands off this time to the left side, which is our near side. They're going right to left, and a couple more yards for this time, number 18, Crusage.
Crusage doing a nice job, but still Declo, again, not allowing a lot up the middle. Both teams are going to want to shut down that running game of either one, and it will be kind of who's going to be the first one to flinch here.
Yeah, Rhett Jones mentioned on the defense they want to stack and own the line of scrimmage. He said the defensive lineman, his defensive lineman, this is going to be their biggest game of their lives, trying to withstand this offensive rush from the Pirates. Fuller under center. Another handoff, this time up the A-gap, and he is broken, taken down. They're going to give it to him, so he wasn't down. His knee wasn't down. The ball was not called dead, and he was able to get a couple more yards. That was the sophomore, Crusage, for the first down.
Crusage doing a nice job of not going down on that initial contact and getting extra yards. The fans thought he was down, but he stayed up with the legs pumping and gets a first down, Pirates.
Kind of bear crawling almost.
Yeah.
And Tyson Moser mentioned that Crew and Drake, the two brothers, one Crew is a senior, Drake is a sophomore. They like to use both of them, mix them up, and keep the defense honest. And so far they've done that this drive. All runs from the Sage family. Fuller under center. He's got 2 backs. Hands it off. And really going nowhere. Nice stop there from the Declo defense. They're going to give him maybe a yard to bring up 2nd and 9, 6:20 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, Joey Gardner on that tackle there. 6'2", big offensive lineman. 6'2", 205 for Declo, doing some heavy work.
So 2nd and 9 for the Pirates offense. Fuller under center. They got power right. 2 backs. It's going to be a play action to the far side. That's caught by number 30, Cooper Milburn, the junior, and he will get pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. First down, Westside, and they continue to march.
Yeah, with 5:49, Westside comes up with a nice play action out of that wing T formation and kind of caught everyone sleeping. I was watching the Westside line of scrimmage, but nice pass, wide open, good route running.
And we saw this last week in Westside's game against Aberdeen. They had that wing T, but they went play action quite often, and they threw more than anyone anticipated. Fuller under center, puts a man in motion, and there's going to be a flag before they could continue that play, and should be false start, if not an illegal shift.
And a Westside team comes in, they are pretty mistake-free football. I mean, that's what they're going to coach, and so that's a big play for Declo to get, because they're not going to make a lot of these mistakes, are the Pirates.
So that takes them back to the 40-yard line. 1st and 15, 5:48 to play in the first quarter. Westside moving east to west, right to left, as we see it and you hear it in this first quarter of play. 3A championship game. Fuller hands off to the far side. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Great stop there from Declo. Loss of 1. We'll bring up 2nd and 16. That run play did not go anywhere, Sean.
Yeah, 57 Dodge Egger in there first for Declo. Big fella doing some work. And he's listed as a little bit of everything, O-line, D-line, sometimes linebacker. So nice job there.
One of our other key players in this game from Westside, Jaden Fuller, we've already called his name as he's been the quarterback. He's had a good throw so far. This is its 8th start, guys, at quarterback. No turnovers so far this season. And he fakes the handoff, And he's going to go long, and it's going to go out of bounds too far for his intended receiver. Broadcaster curse is alive and well, boys.
And Bryson McDaniel, 26 for Westside, had his arms up. He was the open receiver there underneath and didn't quite go to him.
There were some guys in the neighborhood for sure. And so Fuller decides to go for, the receiver who was further downfield, but just overthrew him. Of course, you'd prefer to overthrow than underthrow and throw a pick, as again, Fuller has no turnovers so far. And they brought in Fuller, interestingly enough, after this Declo game when they lost to Declo 6-0. Fuller back to pass across the middle. That ball's almost intercepted, and a big hit after the miss. Pass intended for number 22 of Westside, Drake Sage.
Nice job by Declo in there. Had it in the hands, couldn't quite bring it down. Was Zane Snyderick?
That was Zane Snedeker.
Snedeker, excuse me.
So with 4:59 to play in the first quarter, that third down miss by Westside will bring up 4th and 16, and Westside will punt.
Defensive battle so far.
Back to punt is 18 for Westside. Crusage. Nice booming punt all the way to the 20, then takes a Declo bounce, but Westside gets to before it gets further towards in favor of Declo, and they'll stop it at about the 16-yard line.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys, special teams is going to be a big part of this game right now with the punting and the defense of both teams.
Yeah, when I talked to Rhett Jones this week, guys, special teams, he said the same thing, Sean. Declo wants to pin them. He wants to focus, make sure they're getting their PATs and their 2-point conversions and cover kickoffs, one of his keys. And so far, yeah, you're right, Sean. It's flipped the field and forced both teams to punt. Hard to march on both these defenses. Thaxton under center. And that's going to be a handoff to our near side. A little sweep play. That's 13 with the ball, Gavin Rasmussen. He breaks a tackle and gets through. Fans are on their feet. And that's a big gain first on that first down deep in their own territory.
Declo saying, we can stay on our feet too, right there, right? Not going down is Declo, and staying on the feet with a lot of extra yardage after that play.
Nice sweep play, great blocking downfield for the Hornets offense. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Hornet fan. So 0-0 still, 4:20 to play in the first quarter. Ball on the 37-yard line, still in Declo territory. Thaxton under center. And we got some movement, Sean.
I saw both sides move, so we'll have to see.
And they'll call it offside, or excuse me, false start on Declo, so they'll march 5 yards back. 1st and 15 now on the 32-yard line. Now we're moving west to east, left to right.
And that'll be a key too. Westside likes to move those linebackers around, so you've got to stay home if you're a Declo offensive lineman or a receiver. They're going to try to move and give you a different look.
Hayden Thaxton, the captain of this offense, senior QB and plays DB, only 5'10", guys, 160. As he hands off to that's number 13, Gavin Rasmussen, gets to the edge. But finally brought it down. Nice job, like you mentioned, those backers, Sean, getting to their spot quickly.
Yeah, they're moving. You can tell they're not wanting to give up the edge, or the Pirates. They're doing a good job of closing in on those blocks and having good pursuit on ball.
So after a 4-yard gain from Rasmussen, 2nd and 11 on ball on the 36-yard line, 3:20 to play in the first quarter. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Thaxton once again under center with a running back behind him, puts a man in motion. That's Rasmussen, and he's going to throw. He's hit as he's thrown, and that ball falls incomplete. And that ball was actually given to, Hayden Thaxton made the throw, so they wildcat and then hit Hayden Thaxton for the throw. Ball goes incomplete.
Chet Ward in there on the QB pressure for the Pirates. Nice job off the edge to get some pressure on the quarterback. Nearly sacked him.
So Declo throwing in some wrinkles there on this offense. Both teams said they were going to do a few different things this week in practice and maybe keep both these defenses honest.
Hey, state championship game, you've played each other before. You're going to have to come up with something a little different to beat either of these teams, and both coaches know that.
Big third down, 3rd and 11, ball on 36-yard line. They bring the pressure, the screen plays, little tunnel screen right up the middle. He's not going to get enough for the first down. Oh, no, excuse me, they gave him a fair spot, and it's going to be close, Sean.
I think you saw the helmet rolling around on the field, not the football.
Yeah.
One of the, I think it was a Pirates helmet came off, but it's going to be enough for a first down. Nice screen play.
Yeah, great screen, great tunnel screen there. Through that, I don't want to say C, but through that gap on that far side, went right down the middle, and now the ball is placed at the far hash on the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:24 to play in the first quarter. Thaxton under center. He's got a receiver at the bottom, puts a man in motion, hands it off to the running back behind him. And that's number 40, who's fighting for yards, picking and scrapping. Nice positive gain for number 40, Keston Coyle.
Just good football ball by Declo. They're just doing a lot of different motions, getting people involved, fake hands flowing up from one running back, just try to get Westside to bite.
So 2nd and 4, ball on the 47. 1:50 to play in the first quarter. 0-0 defensive battle so far. Neither defense giving up much.
As Paul fills out his bingo card.
Thaxton under center puts a man in motion. And this time he'll hand it off to the running back behind him. And that's, again, another run by Keston Coyle. So far, Coyle with a hot hand in this first quarter.
Coyle looks like a fullback, right? An old Herschel Walker type fullback.
Love that.
Running through the tackles, doesn't go down. He's not a tall young man, but doesn't matter because his legs are tree trunks are pumping through.
So that gives them a first down, and they are in. They're deeper in Westside territory now. Might this be the first touchdown drive of the game? 1:10 to play before the end of the first quarter. Truly in the wing tee on this formation. Thax under center, 3 backers. He hands it off. It's a counter play, and that's not going to go much, but it does get a gain of 2. Nice run there from 23, Bodie Brackenbury, but only goes for 2 yards.
And both teams kind of run a similar, wing tee offense. So, when they practice, they're kind of practicing against themselves. And you have to, we know we do it well, but how do we do it against someone who does it well too? I mean, it's a good battle down there strategically for both teams.
And we've talked about, neither defense giving up much. Declo's opponents have been averaging 6. Westside's opponents have been averaging 11. That's his incredible defense.
Under a touchdown throughout the year.
Thaxton hands it off. That's number 13, Gavin Rasmussen. He breaks tackles, and he's just tackled on the 20-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle as he's tripping and falling over. First down for Declo, and they are in the red zone for the first time this evening.
Credit that Declo offensive line for putting a nice push and opening a hole for that runner, but offensive line doing a phenomenal job as that's going to tick away on the first quarter here.
So as they get into the red zone, we will take a quick break and we'll recognize some sponsors at the end of the first quarter as the first quarter comes to an end.
AMI Supply is a proud sponsor of the Declo Hornets. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for all your agricultural and industrial projects, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 208-678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley. For top quality auto parts in Preston and the surrounding communities, look no further than Preston Auto Parts, your local source for everything you need to keep your vehicle running like new, whether you're talking DIY repair or keeping your ride in tip-toe shape. Preston Auto Parts has you covered. They've got a huge selection of batteries, filters, brakes, tools, fluids, and so much more, all from brands you trust. Preston Auto Parts, located at 17 South Street, where you're always treated like family.
So as we flip the field, this is what Paul calls the worst Worst part of a referee's job is going from the 19-yard line on one side to the 19-yard line on the other side, Paul.
Yep, they like it much better when it's like at the 45 at the end of a quarter. They just have to, walk a few feet. Not saying they're lazy by any stretch. They just, they're working hard out there.
Totally. So now Declo goes to the west side of this awesome ICCU dome. Declo marching now right to left in the all whites going up against Westside's all maroon. Thaxton hands it off and he's stopped immediately in the backfield. Westside gets great penetration and gets a stop for about a loss of 1 yard.
That's a gang tackle there because Coyle is hard to bring down. Westside keying in defensively here. Want to shut the door a little bit here as Declo's had one of the best drives so far of the night.
A lot of times when you get in the red zone, it gets a little more difficult. Your field gets shorter, not as many options. Declo will undoubtedly lean on their offensive line as they try to get back into the red zone as they're just outside on the 21-yard line, 2nd and 12. Thaxton, fake handoff. It's a bit of a play action. Bootleg tries to get to the near side. He does. Cuts inside. Nice run there from the quarterback Thaxton, and he gets the 10-yard line.
On west side, Luke Hodges makes a nice tackle, number 9 for the Pirates. Probably a touchdown saving tackle.
So after a great run from Hayden Thaxton, they're on the 10-yard line. They're trying to get one. They do the classic tush push, made popular by the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't think they got it, guys.
We'll have to see where we spot it.
Yeah, they're not moving the chains, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 1 on the 10-yard line. So will they go for the PAT? Again, Coach Jones mentioned special teams is going to be huge in this game. Do they go for the points?
Offense seems to still be out there. Sending one receiver out wide is Declo.
So Thaxton under center, running back behind him. Will they try to push one more time? They're trying to hard count him and maybe, so they try to do the hard count. No one jumps, and Declo will call their first timeout of the half.
Kelly's Bearing Supply provides heavy-duty parts supplier, machinery, and farm equipment parts, bearings, sockets, pallets, seals, and plastic, and belts and chains to Burley, Idaho area. From everyone here at Kelly's Bearing Supply, we want to wish you the best luck to our Declo Hornets.
As the teams are just coming out of the timeout, Paul, do we have an update on the Butte County Kendrick score?
Yeah, 30-8 with about 45 seconds left in the first half. Kendrick.
Oh, that was a delayed, that was a very delayed.
I had my phone here, but I moved it here. So I went, where'd my phone go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Kendrick is all over Butte County.
And that was a tie game just, 20, 30 minutes ago, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Kendrick has apparently rattled off a few.
Well, we've got a close one here,
sure
ladies
do.
and gentlemen. 0-0, big 4th and 1 for Declo.
As Sean said, we'll see if Declo can convert on this 4th down. They're not going to kick the field goal. Thaxton under center. He's got a running back right behind him. They do a little pitch play. Will he get through? Looks like he will. He will. First down, Declo.
And I think it was Rasmussen on the carry there. Couldn't quite tell. Had a lot of people moving, but it's going to be first down Declo nonetheless.
I saw them practicing that pitch play during warm-ups, and it's this play where the running back from the left side comes behind the quarterback, and he just does a quick pitch instead of handing it off right through the middle, but that pitch ends up going through the middle, allows some time for the offensive line to get to their blocks. First and goal on the 8-yard line, 9:21 and counting to play in the second quarter. Thaxton puts a man in motion. He'll hand it off to that man in motion. That's Rasmussen trying to fight through But nice job by Westside to not let him get much. And I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage, guys. 2nd and goal on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Westside tightening down here in the red zone. They do not want to give up any points. I think it's just points are going to be at a premium tonight here.
So after that first down conversion, and that's 2 fourth down conversions for Declo, I believe, on this drive. They are now on the 8-yard line with a 2nd down, 8:39 to play in the half.
Declo really using the clock, right? They're using every second in between plays.
One of their keys was to control the clock. And you start that by controlling the line of scrimmage, another key for this game. Thaxton puts a man in motion. Too much movement, though. And that should be coming back 5 yards.
And that was where, that's the broadcaster's curse, right, Joel? You're saying use the time and used a little too much.
Technically, he said they were using all the time.
Well,
So you just can't use all the time.
Okay. And then you get one of those yellow things come out, and you're going to back up and make it a little more interesting 2nd down here.
So 2nd and 13 on the 13-yard line. 2nd and goal, on the 13-yard line. And now Thaxton will go in shotgun with a running back at his right hip. He's going to throw. He's got pressure from his weak side, and they're going to bring him down. Huge sack by the West Side defense.
And that was big, number 71 for West Side. Ivan Campbell, he was in there like a freight train.
So loss of 9 yards on the play will bring up a 3rd and goal from the 22-yard line. As Paul says, 3rd and a bus ride.
Ivan Campbell, though, man, for the Pirates, he was in there in a hurry. No one accounted for him, and that's someone you got to account for.
So 3rd and goal on the 22-yard line, 7:10 to play. Not surprising, Thaxton in shotgun. They're going to throw. And he does throw as a quick slant into the middle, but not much going there. That was a pass completed to Gavin Rasmussen. Nice throw from Thaxton, but not nearly enough. We'll bring up a 4th and goal from the 21-yard line.
And remember, this was first and from the 8. 1st and goal from the 8 to start this series, and now you're 4th and 21. What does Declo do here?
And Declo shoots themselves in the foot on that delay of game. It looks like they're going to
kick.
They're going to kick. They're going to kick the field goal from the 21. So 21 plus 17, 38-yard field goal attempt. This is number 23, Bodie Brackenbury. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Wow, that was a great kick, too.
It was a great kick, just goes far left.
Had the distance, had everything just a little left.
So Westside, like you said, Sean, they were about to get scored on from the 8-yard line. Declo was this close to getting in. And after a delay of game and a huge sack from Westside, Declo comes away with no points, and it's still a huge defensive battle. 6:16 to play. Westside takes over on the 20-yard line.
And I'm sure Westside remembers Brody Brackenbury kicking some field goals earlier in the season, which that was all the points in the whole game.
Handoff up the middle by Drake Sage. Drake Sage is the ball carrier. Jaden Fuller with a good handoff. That mesh point is crucial, especially if you are looking for RPOs, play action opportunities. And talking to Coach Tyson Moser of Westside, he mentioned on offense their wing T, but with options and other wrinkles that they'll be thrown in throughout the evening. Fuller, pitch to the far side. Nice run there, gets tripped up, but not before a gain by Crusage. About a gain of 5. We'll bring up 3rd and manageable for the Westside Pirates.
Break but don't bend, right? Both teams a little bit of give, but not taking away anything. No points yet.
And talk about bend but not breaking. West Side defense right on the 8-yard line and staying strong. Keep them out of the end zone. Very impressive. Fuller under center. He's got 3 backers. Hands off to the one nearest to him. Gets through the pylon, gets second level. The pile and gets second level. Nice work. Good run there from number 22, Drake Sage.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of sage burning tonight here in the ICCU Dome. Both Sages are going to be involved big time. And, you know, Declo's going to have to figure out how to stop them. They did earlier in the year. Can they do it tonight? Well, one Sage anyways.
And they really like bringing Drake Sage out as well as a wrinkle, as a counter to Crew. And it worked out well in the last game. So far working okay, but still no points. A fake handoff, throw to the far side in the flat, in the backfield. Broken tackles, missed tackles. Nice work there by Crew Sage.
Yeah, Crew Sage making one guy miss with a nice move. Ran a lot. For how much running he did, didn't get a ton of yards, only 5.
Because of some of those moves that Crew Sage was able to present, he was able to break some tackles in that backfield, and was another positive gain. 2nd and 5, ball on the 41-yard line, still in their own territory, but inching even closer to that 50-yard line. 3:55 to play before half. Fuller takes the snap, pitches it to the near side, right up the middle, goes number 18, Crew Sage, and he'll get a first down. And just as we said, they were inching closer. They get just beyond the 50-yard line in Declo territory. And with that, we have a timeout taken by Declo. That's their 2nd time out of the half. They'll have one more remaining, and we'll recognize some sponsors, Sean.
Wickle Tire Pros. We do more than fix cars. We maximize what customers do with their cars, and we maximize their love of being behind the wheel at Wickle Tire. We want to wish Declo Hornets the best of luck on their playoff run or state championship run now.
Yep, 100%. And man, great crowd here, Paul. Tell us, explain some of the crowd environment going on so far tonight.
You know, both sides, I love it. Both sides have pep bands. Both sides have cheerleaders. For West Side, they've got, you know, probably middle schoolers running back and forth with the pirate flags. I mean, the crowds are absolutely massive here on both sides, which I love it when they open up both sides. It just makes for so much better football experience.
Yeah, the feel is definitely different with both sides. You know, we were here last week for semifinals. It's one side. You just get more of that football atmosphere, kind of the back and forth.
By the way, with 5 seconds left in the first half, Kendrick scores again at halftime, 36-8.
So Kendrick on their way to another championship. We'll see what Butte County can do. Maybe make some adjustments and get back in that game. As we got a handoff to our near side. Nice counter play from Westside. That's number 22, Drake Sage.
Nice job by Sage. And now Westside getting a few more yards per these carries. They're really picking it up, finding a little more room. And they're not so much up the middle now as trying to get to each edge.
On first down, they really seem to be getting 2 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards. And, hey, they got 4, like you said. Get a little bit more each time.
Trying to spread out those linebackers of Declo.
Fuller in the shotgun this time. Running back is left hip. It's going to be a throw. Nice slant from the sideline to the far hash. That's completed for a first down from Westside.
And that's the little wrinkle or the little difference I've seen from Westside is their ability to throw the ball.
And that was Abram Mumford on the catch, number 88, kind of playing that tight end position. And if you're wondering, if you're a Westside fan, and if you haven't heard the name Trey Stone so far, he's a senior running back. He usually gets a lot of touches, but he went out early in their game last week with a sprained ankle against Aberdeen, and he won't be playing this game, unfortunately. Watch from the sideline, cheering on his teammates, helping coach as well. Fuller under center. He hands it off. Not much going there, about a gain of 1 yard by Crew Sage.
And just like Paul mentioned, that's kind of what it's been up the middle for Westside. Declo has put up a for sale sign in the middle because they've taken over.
With 2:18 to play, now the clock becomes a factor. If you're trying to get the first score of the game, want to get in there obviously before half. Fuller fakes the pitch. He rolls to our near side. He fakes the throw, puts a throw across the middle, and that ball is caught. That was, I have for number 26, Bryson McDaniel on the catch. First down, West Side.
Yeah, nice job by Bryson McDaniel to come back and catch that dangerous throw going back across the middle as you're running right for West Side, but good job by the receiver to go back to his quarterback and catch that.
Number 9, Luke Hodges now in for West Side. He's going to be a receiver at the bottom to the near side. 2 receivers to the near side. Fuller in the shotgun puts a man in motion with a running back on his right hip. It's going to be another throw. They throw to the near side. That ball got tipped at the line. It came out wobbly, guys. I believe it was tipped because of that, because usually Fuller, his throws are nice and sharp.
Yeah, because that ball where it ended up was way behind the receiver, and good job by Declo's defense to get hands up there. Now Declo's going to have to kind of shift their focus, right? They knew they were going to have to deal with the run, but the passing game from Westside is working right now, and you're going to have to adjust a little bit, and they did a nice job by putting some hands up instead of tackling.
Westside threw a lot more, like we said, than we expected last week. About 10 to 15 throws, and they expect to do the same thing tonight, about 10 to 15 throws. And so far, we've seen about 4 of those. Fuller in the shotgun. 2 running backs at the top. That pitch, that hike was bobbled on the snap, but he was able to get the play off and a completed pass to the far side to Drake Sage.
Yeah, the handoff was kind of bumbled, I don't know, bobbled up a little bit.
And yeah, a weird snap, but Fuller does a good job of controlling that football and gets the pass off. Nice job. We have a timeout by Westside as the clock was rolling with 1:20 to play. Let's recognize the sponsor, Sean.
For top quality auto parts in Preston and the surrounding communities, look no further than Preston Auto Parts, your local source of everything you need to keep your vehicle running like new, whether you're tackling DIY repairs or keeping your ride in tip-top shape. Preston Auto Parts has you covered. They've got a huge selection of batteries, filters, brakes, tools, fluids, and so much more, all from brands you trust. Preston Auto Parts, located at 17 South Street, where you're always treated like family.
A good family.
I mean,
not one of those crappy ones. We're a good family.
The close family you are going to invite over to your house next week.
Exactly, that family.
For the sides, not the turkey, guys. I'm a sides guy. Let's get the debate out now.
But if that turkey is done well, whoo boy.
I knew Joel would be the turkey guy.
Pirates take their first time out of the half. 1:20 to play. They come out in the shotgun. It's a fake handoff, throw across the middle, touchdown, Westside.
Nice job.
Number 26, Bryson McDaniel gets the first score of the game. A seam route, almost like a tight end seam route as they fake the handoff, and a quick throw right up the middle of that far seam.
Almost kind of looked like a screen, kind of like a screenplay developing, but the delayed fake handoff opened up just enough room for that pass.
So Westside strikes first with 1:16 to play. PAT pending. That's number 65 on the kick, Dallas Nelson. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is good, and Westside leads 7-0 with 1:16 to play in the second quarter.
AMI Supply is a proud sponsor of the Declo Hornets. Their friendly staff help you find tools you need for all your agricultural and industrial projects, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 208-678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley.
So Fuller hits McDaniel
for a 12-yard touchdown.
For a 12-yard touchdown throw.
Up
the
the
PAT
middle.
is good. I love that play. I wish more teams used that play, that seam. We keep saying up the middle seam. It really was. It was a seam route, but it was right up the middle where you just go straight. You run straight. You do a fake handoff, almost a play action, a little play action wrinkle, and you hit on the quick throw. Love that play.
Yeah, it was just a nice job, good drive. It all stopped with a 4th down stop. And Westside drives the length of the field for the first score. An extra point, I think, is important too. These extra points or 2-point conversions are going to be at a premium here tonight.
As we get a kickoff to the 10-yard line, Declo will run it back. Right up the far side. Big hit. Looked like he was trying to slow down there, boys. But Westside, they were not slowing down.
Yeah, the woodshed came out. Dallas Nelson, 65 of Westside. A couple other players in there on the tackle, but bringing the boomstick.
I think Gavin Rasmussen, who's 6'1", he towers over a lot of these players. I think he was slowing down to try to make a move or get through a block. And but he did not get through that as he slowed down and got hit hard. 24-yard line, Declo will take over with 1:10 to play. Declo not known for the home run plays. We'll see if they can string something together, get downfield quickly for a quick score before halftime. Thaxton under center. It'll be a delayed handoff. And he will get maybe a yard. They're going to give him 1 yard. So nice job by Westside. And the clock will continue to roll just under a minute to play before halftime.
Yeah, you just feel a little momentum shift there from Westside, getting that touchdown, big drive, and with only 50 seconds left, not really Declo's MO here.
100%. They need a little carry or, 1A magic, right, to move this ball. Thaxton, another handoff to that far side. That's Bodie Brackenberry on the carry.
But Declo doing what works for them, right? They might not score here, but the plays are working. They're getting yards. They don't want to go away with, what's worked for them all year.
And we saw that in the semis and quarters, some teams trying to go away from that to score quickly, and they end up turning the ball over or going, 3 and out. As Declo takes their final time out of the half, you can't take them with you, and they want to control that clock and try to get down the field.
At Wickle Tires Pro, we do more than fix cars. We maximize what customers do with their cars, and we maximize their love of being behind the wheel at Wickle Tire. We want to wish Declo Hornets the best of luck on their playoff state championship run.
Really, go ahead, Paul.
I was going to say, I see Kelly Kidd down there. He used to be the football coach, a longtime football coach for Declo. Great guy, Kelly Kidd. He the AD for a while, football coach. He actually told me, he doesn't even know this. Driving down the freeway, my tailgate was down. Unbeknownst to me, I'd already lost one of the buddy heaters out of it. And he pulls up next to me going about 80, and he's like, your tailgate's open. He doesn't even, I don't think he knew it was me, but I was like, thanks, Kelly, appreciate it.
Half the gear is bouncing down the highway.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's why we don't have better computers.
That's what it was.
They all fell out.
They're all out on the freeway somewhere.
3rd and 4, 28 seconds before halftime. Thaxton hands it off. Nice run there up the middle. Great blocking from Declo. That'll be a first down. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. If Declo wants to move, they got to hurry now. And Declo takes a timeout, but I thought they were all out of timeouts, so maybe Westside had taken one.
They announced that Declo took that timeout last, but apparently it was Westside. So.
Okay, so either Declo gets 4 timeouts or Westside took a timeout that we didn't know about. Or maybe there was an official timeout, guys.
Everything's bigger in the ICC Dome.
Right.
Maybe the timeouts are bigger. But nonetheless, Kelly's Bearing Supply provides heavy-duty parts supplier, machinery, and farm equipment parts, bearings, sprockets, pallets, seals, and plastics, and belts and chains to the Burley, Idaho area. For everyone at Kelly's Bearing Supply, we want to wish the best of luck to our Declo Hornets.
So a timeout called. Not quite sure. We're all looking at each other wondering whose timeout was it before. But that is zero. No more timeouts for Declo with 23 seconds before halftime. Westside with 2 timeouts. 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Going right to left is this Declo offense. Thaxton in the shotgun. Has a running back taking a block, and that ball is thrown and complete to the far side. About a 30-yard throw by Thaxton to Rasmussen. So they get down the field quickly, Sean.
Yeah, it was a good pass. They're going to have to hurry up here, though, as soon as those chains set.
And Thaxton spikes the ball. The chains weren't quite set before.
They weren't even there
They
yet.
had time. Yeah, they had a few more seconds, but they wanted to spike the ball quickly. So that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to play. Now ball in West Side territory on the 44-yard line, 2nd and 10.
I like the play calling by Declo to, give the quarterback receiver a chance to make a little bit of a big play, not just run out this clock, try to get on the board, try to shift that momentum going into halftime.
Yeah, it's a championship game, right? You go for it, despite it not being quite your MO. Thaxton in the shotgun. He's got 23 Bodie Brackenberry on his right hip, just slightly behind him. 3-step drop. He gets pressure. He gets flushed. He goes to the far side. He's got room and goes out of bounds just before the first down. If not, should have stretched that ball out. Paul thinks he got that first down.
He took that extra step that went across,
but I guess it's
going to be short if the sideline official is the accurate marker.
And I'm assuming he stepped out before that ball got past that. What was it? That's going to be your 34-yard line is the first down. So 5 seconds to play before halftime.
I'll be honest, if he doesn't slow down, he might keep going. It was a foot race between him and one other Westside player, so you try to go for it. I mean, at least you're going to be knocked out of bounds anyways.
Right. So on the 35-yard line, they're going to try to get in the end zone. They got 4 wide. Thaxton takes the snap, drops a little bit, gets pressure. He's going to throw to the near side. That ball is not going to be in the end zone. It's completed, and that's going to take us to the end of the first half. Despite the completion, no touchdown, and the teams will go to the locker rooms with the Pirates up 7-0. We'll take a quick break and be right back and talk about this first half. You're watching the 3A Championship on IdahoSports.com.
Dear road rivals, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Join us. Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Dear Triathlon, let's take on iconic trails and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Welcome back to the ICCU Dome, hosting the 3A Championship. Well, hosting a few games today and a few games this month. Been really grateful for all the games ICCU Dome has hosted. But here tonight, 3A Championship matchup, Declo playing Westside. Declo coming in as the #1 seed, Westside is the #3 seed, but the #3 seed Westside has the lead so far, 7-0 as it's halftime. Folks, attention, all Idaho football stars. The Idaho Bowl is now accepting nominations for 6th through 8th grade athletes. If you've got a future all-star in the making, visit IdahoBowl.com to nominate them today. Paul's even wearing this shirt.
I am.
If we had some video, we would show you that. So yeah,
I'll describe it for you guys.
Please do, Sean. Nominate them today. In partnership with IdahoSports.com, the Idaho Bowl selects the best players across the state to compete in the Premier Youth All-Star Game. Plus, they're raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Idaho. Love that, guys. Don't miss your chance to be a part of something special. Nominate now your favorite athlete, your best athlete at IdahoBowl.com. Guys, Pirates are leading 7-0 over the Hornets. What's been going well so far for Westside, Sean?
For Westside, they've played extremely well defense. Really, we got to go back to the defense because Declo had their most successful drive in the second quarter, went all the way down to the 8-yard line. A couple penalties and a huge sack leads to Declo attempting a long field goal, and it's missed left. And then
it looked good from our vantage point.
On target good, and then you've got basically a 5-minute drive that ends in a Westside touchdown with 1:16 left to go in the half. But that's really been the story of the game. It's both teams' defense shut everyone down in the first quarter, and then Westside was able to kind of mix it up. Really good mix of running to the edge, not using the middle of the field so much, but they did use the middle of the field for passing, and that's what led to the touchdown.
And Paul, for Declo, they've done mostly everything that you would want from them except for getting in the end zone.
Oh, absolutely. And Sean said it best with the defense. You know, it's only 7-0. You know, that's nothing. And so, you know, coming into this, you know, sure, there's no points on the board, but it doesn't matter. They're down a touchdown, but their defense has been it's been a brick wall. And, you know, as long as they continue to do what they're doing, there's no really glaring things that each team has done wrong. I think I counted a total of 3 penalties in that first half.
Offsides, I think.
And they were offsides. Yeah,
right.
So
no bad penalties.
No bad penalties. And after that start where Westside was on the ISU logo with, you know, at the beginning of the game with their flags, and then Declo came out, and Westside didn't move, and they were like trying to bump them out. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, everyone wanted to do their opening game thing, running onto the flag and jumping around and with their flags, and Westside was not willing to give it up, and they haven't given up any points.
And I was watching, you know, the officials were just, you know, because this was before the coin toss, everything. The officials were just, you know, arms folded, looking around, and I watched them, oh, crap, and ran over there to break it up. And so after that, I really expected to be some chippiness. There hasn't been. There really hasn't been.
It's good football. It's just been, you know, very disciplined teams playing discipline, and that's when you get a 7-0 game, right? And Declo only gives up 6 points a game all year. So their defense knows how to shut down teams. And even though they've given up 7 in the first half, I don't think that has too much bearing, really.
No.
I mean, you still have 2 quarters to play. You make some adjustments at halftime offensively, and you're, you know, 1 score and you're right back in this.
This is the kind of game that could end 8-7 in overtime.
That's
Could
why I
be
was
the final
saying
score, right?
the conversion points are so important, though. Either you kick it or go for 2. Those are going to be huge. Like, if Declo comes out and gets a score, what do? Do they kick it or they go for 2? Because it could be 8-7 at the end.
Exactly right.
And Red Jones mentioned that the special teams are going to be huge, and Westside nailed their extra point. It's unfortunate for Declo because despite their error of that, you know, we talked about not a lot of errors so far. They did have the false start that moved them back 15 yards, and then they got sacked. So that did affect things, but they still were able to get a field goal off. It just went wide left. They hit that field goal a lot of different ball games so far. It could be 3-0, but they don't hit the field goal. They end up turning it over on downs, and the Pirates take over, march, like Sean said, about 5-minute drive, and they score with 1:16 to play. Again, that was Jaden Fuller to McDaniel. 12-yard touchdown throw. The PAT was good, and that's our only score of the ball game, 7-0. Let's go over our keys to the game, Sean. Again, for Westside, it wasn't very complicated. Coach Tyson Moe is a great dude, by the way. Been in the job a long time, 16th season. He wanted to establish the run game, control the line of scrimmage, stop the run game, win the line of scrimmage. For Declo, and they were able to do that so far. For Westside was able to do that. For Declo, what were their keys to the game?
Like you already mentioned, is a special team. So, you know, they did attempt a very long field goal. I would say for 3A football, that's a long field goal, about 37 yards. That's tough. They do have a great kicker. What I've heard when I've actually talked to some kickers in high school football is everyone's like, it's so great to come into the dome and kick. And the actual thing is it's something you have to get used to. You know, you're used to being outside and elements and things, and it's almost easier to kind of block it out. But when you kick a field goal in the dome, it becomes very quiet and very still, and that's something to get used to. So, you know, you would still feel comfortable bringing him out to kick field goals, even though he missed that one. You know, no turnovers. There hasn't been any turnovers. And the defense, you know, you have it, you know, bend, don't break. I mean, they didn't really break. It was a long, calculated drive by Westside for 7 points. But that's it in the first half. It's not like Westside's been going down and scoring at will. Westside adjusted, I think, just enough to move the ball to get in a scoring position, and then was clean with no penalties, where Declo had adjusted, moved it down, had penalties, and a huge sack by Westside that kind of stubbed their toe.
Now let's talk about some of the key players. We've heard their names so far. The Sage brothers, right? Crew and Drake. Crew, the senior, Drake, the sophomore. We've heard their names a lot so far. We heard their names a lot in the first half, and each benefited from that focus D, one on the other, and hand the ball off to the other guy, right? And then of course the junior QB Jaden Fuller. No turnovers so far this year. No turnovers this game. This is his 8th start at quarterback. And then Coach Moser mentioned Rafe Graves. to watch for him, and then his defensive tackles, they need to be solid. So far, they have been tonight. Ivan Campbell, Dallas Nelson, Hiram Checketts. What about some of those key players for Declo? How have they been so far?
I was just piggybacking a little bit, and Ivan Campbell had that big sack against Declo. So that right now, that's kind of one of the biggest plays of the game. For Declo, it's been, Gavin Rasmussen and Brody Brackenberry, and then also running the ball really well has been Coyle. So they've had everyone do these things that they've done all year. They just haven't gotten any points so far. But running the ball still extremely well are Declo.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't get some shout-outs out for both Declo and Westside. I like asking the coaches, hey, during our broadcast, is there someone you'd like us to shout out that maybe doesn't get the recognition during the broadcast or even during the season that they deserve? For Westside, he wanted to shout out Corey Telford, Cale Breckenkamp, and Bo Reeder. These are seniors, guys, who've been in the program for all 4 years, but have only played special teams and scout team. But he says they own it. They know, hey, we're not the best, but they've been at every practice. They practice and play hard, and they do what's asked them. Paul, as you played high school ball, how important is it to have that?
Wow, kicked it to me, Sean. Well, it's absolutely invaluable. I mean, to have guys they just want to be, they are part of the team, and they fulfill a role, and to have those guys that are there consistently, everybody is a part of the team, no matter, you start, you come in, or you don't. Everyone is part of that team and part of the family.
And Sean, as a coach, how important is to have those types of guys on your team?
Well, it takes it, and that's the word. It takes a team. You don't do anything with one person. You've got to have a whole team, everyone buying in, working hard, and especially in football, 3A football, you don't have these huge rosters. You've got everyone on that roster plays a role. Maybe it might not be in the game, but they might even carry equipment for the huddle machine or whatever. Right. Everyone does something, and as minute as it may sound, it's important because teams that do all these things, the little things very well, do win championships. Well, and that's what Westside does. That's what Declo does. They do the little things so well. They have the people in place. And I was going to say they were just doing the team flag things, but they did it at different times this time at halftime. So
it would have been great if they would have collided.
Yeah, I think it should have went same time.
I love that. Those are great points. And, you mentioned those types of being attention to the details. Westside, 9 championships. Declo with 4 championships. And then for Declo, we want to shout out, talked again with Coach Jones. He's in his first year head coaching this Declo Hornets football team. He wanted to shout out a number of folks as well, including the scout team, similar to Westside. And then he also wanted to shout out the band and the cheerleaders for being there for every game. Some parents can't be there every game, or the students aren't there at the away games. But, dude, for Declo, it was the band and cheerleaders were there for every game, and he wanted to shout them out. And finally, he wanted to shout out all the supporters and fans of the Declo, of this Declo football team. He's really grateful for all those people, but he also, the first one was the scout team.
Yeah, the scout team, how important that is, especially when you're playing a similar opponent in Westside as yourself. Just the way they do things and how they play, it's very similar. So that's a very important role, because if you go out and half do it at practice, it's not going to help you for a championship game. You need everyone to go full out.
And for those who may not be familiar with these two teams, coming into this game, well, they played each other last year. Westside in the 2A championship game, of course, with the classification changes, both these teams moved up to 3A and are now in the same conference. But this is a rematch from last year's championship game, but it was 2A. Westside winning that game by a score of 41-13. A little different tonight so far, Sean and Paul.
Yeah, it definitely. I think a lot of people last year were kind of giving the nod to Declo, and Westside was on a mission. And I've said this all year long. When Westside gets to the playoffs, it's almost like a different team. It's kind of like they have regular season Westside, and then they have playoffs season Westside, where they're doing the same things, but they tweak it enough just to find a way to be so dominant.
Paul, as we get set to start the third quarter, second half, any final thoughts from the first half?
No, I'm kidding. It's gonna be a good second half. I'm just yanking your chain, Joel. You know, both teams are out. I mean, this is exciting. It's not a blowout at halftime, so both crowds are still into it. That's what I love to see. You know, up at the Kibbe Dome, it's like 44-8 right now. Not a lot of excitement happening there. Here, oh yeah, packed to the brim with excitement.
Man, you know, imagine if one would have gone to the Kibbe Dome after last night's game to watch that game. That would have been a terrible idea.
Decisions, luckily, are not being made on the football field by the people in the broadcast booth.
I didn't go, so it was a good decision, right?
In the end.
And I was going to say, both crowds are kind of waiting to get excited.
Yeah.
Even though Westside scored, it wasn't like a big explosion like we've, you know, got to the top of the mountain yet. It was almost sort of like kind of a relief, like, yeah, we scored, and Declo's been getting into it. Both crowds really waiting to kind of get their teeth in.
As both crowds await a big roar, hopefully they'll get that here in the second half. The Declo Hornets will kick off from the 40-yard line, and it's going to be a kick fumbled just past the 10-yard line, but a decent return, and they'll take it to about the 19. So Westside will start with the ball in the second half at their own 19-yard line.
And this is going to be, I think, a fairly important drive, right, for the Declo defense. They weren't able to come away with any points. There just wasn't really enough time, but they did move the ball well. But if they can stop Westside here in this field position that they have now, it would be a good start for the Declo defense.
So Westside will start again on their 19-yard line. Joel Richardson with Sean Kane and Paul Kingsbury on the broadcast with you. Great to have you with us. A pitch to the far side. It's one of the Sage brothers, number 18, Crusage on the carry from that pitch from Fuller.
And that's where Westside's find success so far. And it started in the second quarter. They started to get to the edge on the running plays, trying to go wide out either left or right, and it's worked. They're getting more yards. They were getting about 1 or 2. Now they're getting 3 or 4, maybe even 5.
They brought in that tight end, number 88, Abram Mumford. Maybe they'll bring him in for a catch. Fuller under center, running back behind him. They hand it off, and that's really going to go nowhere. There were 2 backs behind him. They hand it off to the far backer, and he hits that B gap, but not much going there. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 on the 24-yard line. So 24 minutes down in the first half as we're starting the second half. An important third down, like you said, Sean. This is a fairly important drive for Declo as they're on defense to get a stop here and get the ball back.
Yeah, and the way this game's going, 3rd and 5 is like 3rd and long. I mean, yards are at a premium here. So 3rd and 5 in your head, you're thinking not that much, but kind of a 3rd and long the way the flow of this game has been.
Fuller once again under center, 2 backs, split backs behind him on his left side and right side. They're marched, and it's going to be a throw across the middle. That's going to be completed. Broken tackles. It's going to be a first down. Throw from Fuller to number 30, Cooper Milburn.
That was a similar play that Westside ran to score the touchdown.
Right.
Kind of a delay in the backfield and a quick throw up the middle for a Westside first down.
And I was trying to say they were lined up in the far hash, but that came out all gobbledygook. So appreciate everyone's patience with this broadcast. Fuller under center, running backs 2 behind and to his right side. They run up the middle, gain of 2. Every time I think it's a very minimal gain, they gain at least 1, if not 2 yards, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people collapsing either Declo's defensive line or the offensive line on Westside, and it's really hard to tell how many yards you're going to get. But Declo really sets up in a heavy defensive set where those linebackers are not very far away from the linemen.
2nd and 8 ball on their own 36-yard line, 9:24 and counting the play in the 3rd quarter. It's a fake pitch. They hand it off up the middle. He's got plenty of green grass. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Westside.
Drake Sage on a 66-yard touchdown run. It was a good, just old, classic wing T action where they get Declo pulling left and Sage goes right, and the hole was gigantic. No one even in tackling range, and Westside kind of blows it open here to start the second half the way this game's been going.
Sean, you mentioned this was a huge drive for Declo on defense, but perhaps that is the game-winning touchdown the way this game has been going.
I mean,
PAT pending. Snap is good. It was a little high, but they brought it down, and the kick is good, so Pirates lead 14-0. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just going to say, Declo, I mean, they've only given up an average of 6 points through the year. They haven't been in many situations where they're down 2 scores. So it's kind of new territory for them. That, you know, they've got the weapons. Now I think in the second half it's going to be, they're going to have to be maybe a little quicker, right? They can't have an 8-minute drive end up empty and hope to catch up.
And we saw Declo late in the second half march on the field fairly quickly. They got a couple long throws and a good pass. And so they have the ability to get down the field faster than we expected. So a quick game reset. Our first touchdown was in the second quarter with 1:16 to play. That was Fuller to McDaniel. 12-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was good, made it 7-0. And then early in the third quarter with 9:13 to play, Drake Sage rattles off a 66-yard touchdown run. PAT again, good.
Yeah, and just again, like I said, it was a good just wing T play. It's what Westside has perfected over the course of all these championships, and that was on display there as the line sold it well, blocked appropriately, and made it very easy for the running back.
And how cool, guys, that the sophomore Drake Sage got the touchdown and not the senior Crew Sage. So something to hang over your older brother, no doubt. As the ball is kicked, it bounces all the way to the end zone from right to left. So Declo will take over on the 20-yard line, going left to right, west to east. Again, Declo dressed in the all whites with black helmets. It's a very sharp-looking uniform. And Westside in the all maroon helmets, maroon tops, and maroon pants.
And if you're, like 3A football, you're thinking, yeah, if we play good defense and can stop the run, we can stop Westside, right? Well, Westside says, well, let's introduce, our quarterback, right, into the mix, which has really changed up the game for Westside, being able to throw the ball. And that, Jaden Fulmer, only a junior.
Yeah, Jaden Fuller he became the starting quarterback after Westside lost to Declo 6-0. And that's definitely opened up some options for them as Declo hands it off, trying to pick his way to get a couple yards, and he will get 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. Ball on the 22-yard line.
Dallas Nelson, number 65 of Westside, first in there on the tackle, and that Westside defensive line has done a great job all night stuffing up the middle.
And Dallas Nelson, one of the key players for Moser, head coach Tyson Moser, needed his defensive tackles to play lights out today, and they've been doing a good job of that so far. So far, pitching a shutout against this potent Declo Hornets offense. Thaxton under center. It'll be a fake handoff, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield just as we're talking about the defensive tackles. Sean, they do it again.
Huge sack. Chet Ward on the sack there for Westside. Now 2 big sacks for this Westside defense, which has really made the difference. It's so difficult. He came in unblocked. So Westside finding the holes defensively now.
8 minutes to play in the third quarter. 3rd and now a 14 for Declo. They found themselves in this position twice. And the last time they weren't able to convert as they went for they tried to pass it. It didn't work out for them. So 3rd and 14 on the 16-yard line, on their own 16-yard line, trying to move left to right. Shotgun, quick 3-step drop. It's going to be a far throw to the near sideline, and that ball is completed. What an amazing catch by number 5, Landon Silcock.
Man, oh man, you thought that ball was short and going to be an interception, and somehow it had just enough juice on it to get over the Westside defender.
18-yard touchdown reception by Landon Silcock, and you're right, Shawnee. I don't want to say mossed him. I think we use that too much, but yeah, he caught that ball just above the reach of the Westside DB. Landon Silcock, great catch.
I thought it was going to be intercepted. I mean, really, that's what it looked like. So great job by Declo.
So on a 3rd and 15 conversion, it's now 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. 7 minutes to play before the end of the third quarter. Thaxton hands it off. That's number 40 who runs into his own man, Keston Coyle. First time we've called his name in the second half.
And the way this game is going, both teams are like jabbing like a boxing match. They keep trying to jab that middle, right? And it's just not going anywhere for either team. And whoever decides to, bounce out and take a hook has been successful, and that's been Westside so far. But with that pass, Declo was very successful.
Yeah, definitely a hook for that pass. Uppercut, hook, but it was a huge gash there by Declo. Delayed handoff, and he's tackled quickly. Nice tackle there from number 54 of Westside, Whit Keller.
That's Brackenberry. We haven't called his name a lot in the running game, and he's been pretty quiet here, I think, for Declo. Coming on the season, he's been very dominant.
So 3rd and 8, ball on the 42-yard line. 5:50 to play in the third quarter. 14-0, Westside leading Declo. So big third down here for both teams. Thaxton in the shotgun. Quick drop. He throws to the near sideline. He's got his man open, but overthrew him. He had a step. That ball was intended for number 5, Landon Silcock. So again, looking for that target. Silcock, a 6-foot wide receiver, only a junior.
Yeah, and just to go back, what I was talking about, Brackenberry, 106 rushes this year, 861 yards, 16 touchdowns. You just haven't heard a ton of him. He does have 68 tackles too on the season, and very strong in that defensive linebacking unit.
So they're not able to convert on the 3rd and 8 on the throw to Silcock from Thaxton. So they're going to elect a punt from left to right. Nice booming punt. And it's going to be caught as a fair catch at about the 19. They're going to give him the 20-yard line. I guess they caught the ball on the 20-yard line. And the ball was on, I was at the 20. So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Westside, and Declo elects to play the field position game.
Yeah, for top quality auto parts in Preston and the surrounding communities, look no further than Preston Auto Parts, your local source for everything you need to keep your vehicle running like new, whether tackling DIY project or repair, keeping your ride in tip-top shape. Preston Auto Parts has you covered. They've got a huge selection of batteries, filters, brakes, tools, fluids, and so much more, all from the brands you trust. Preston Auto Parts, located at 17th South Street, where you'll always be treated like family, not Paul's.
Fuller under center, fakes the pitch and it fakes the handoff. He's got a man open with a step. That's number 30, and that's caught. Diving catch, stretches out. Oh, they're going to say incomplete, guys.
Wow.
Wow.
It looked good from our side, but he caught it on the other side, which is interesting because the line judge closest to our side called it no good.
He must have seen that ball bounce just under his body, because, yeah, he fully stretched out for that catch. We thought it was completed, but like Sean said, the judge to our near side calls the ball incomplete. The far side judge confirms with them, and that'll bring him 2nd 10. That would have been a huge gash to this Declo defense.
Yeah, just a little something different Westside's implemented this year is that passing game, and it's been very effective.
You know, I'm a fan. If it works, go back to it. They didn't stop it.
No.
Handoff to the right side. Making all kinds of guys miss. Great run there from number 18, Crusade, trying to show his sophomore brother what's up.
And, again, you take that shot, you're going to open up the middle of the field a little bit for a run. It's there. It's not enough for a first down, though.
3rd and 3, like Sean said, 27-yard line, 4:57 and counting to play. Just under 5 minutes before we end this third quarter. And again, as the game's going, that clock is rolling too fast for this Declo team as they find themselves down 2 scores.
It's the fastest semifinal game I've been a part of here in the Dome.
This might be the fastest playoff game. Holy cow, it's flying.
And it's a championship game.
Yeah.
Fuller hands it off. Up the middle, nice spin move from Sage, number 18, Cruz Sage. And that'll be enough for a first down from the senior running back.
And now if you're Westside too, you're thinking, we're up 14-0. We almost can control this game with the clock. And you know Westside can with the run. They don't have to push it.
So in other words, they just keep playing how they always play.
Pretty much for the past 16 years.
Yeah.
And it's a question no one's been able to figure out the answer.
So Westside will line up on the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 after that first down run, but from Crew Sage. It's a pitch to Sage. That's Crew, to be exact. Dancing to the far side and gets a nice gain of about 6-7 yards. So Westside starting to exert their dominance in the run game that, like you guys say, they've been showing for years as they have 9 championships under their belt.
That's the problem with that wing T is you can stop it for a while, but as the game goes on, it's harder and harder to know where the person's going, and you're getting tired. And let's be honest, Declo's defense has been on the field a lot tonight.
Your front 3 and 4 get really worn out.
Because that wing T is it's relentless.
And you say that as Declo's line is a little confused. Fuller fakes the pitch, and they're going to try to go up the middle. They do that. Pass is completed. Quick tackle, but not before number 30 catches Cooper Milburn for the long first down.
When you knew, he knew, we knew, everybody knew he was going to get hit hard.
Yeah.
There was that safety coming up behind him. Luckily, he was able to catch it, take a step. It wasn't, a bang-bang play, but he got hard, bounced right up, pointed first down, just in case anybody had any doubts.
I love it. I love how they've been using that middle of the field guys, and they're not these quick slants in the middle, but they're kind of farther 15, 20-yard throws down that middle. Again, similar to seam routes.
And as the linebackers move in, you're going to have that middle of the field open.
Love that. We have some movement as Sean makes that great call. And looks like we have a timeout is called by Westside. So the first timeout of the half, and we'll take a timeout as well, Sean.
Yeah, AMI Supply is a proud sponsor of Declo Hornets. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for all your agricultural and industrial projects, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 208-678-4632 or stop in at 716 Overland Avenue in Burley. Kelly's Bearing Supply provides a heavy-duty parts supplier, machinery, and farm equipment, parts, bearings, sprockets, pallets, seals, and plastic, and belts and chains in the Burley, Idaho area. From everyone here at Kelly's Bearing Supply, we want to wish the best of luck to our Declo Hornets.
If you're a fan of the East Idaho Prepcast, you've heard a similar story here, guys. I grew up in Southern California in a little city called Fountain Valley.
I'm a fan.
But Westside, my grandpa would have gone to Westside. So my grandparents grew up in Idaho, and my grandpa, he grew up in Weston, Idaho, which is close to Dayton, which is where Westside is located. He would have gone to Westside if it would have been around when he was there. So I had to have a little family shout out for that one.
Absolutely.
Would have never thought I would have been calling a game for my grandpa's potential alma mater. Run to the left side, and that's going to be, we saw a horse collar. We all saw it. Number 22 on the run, Drake Sage, the sophomore, and he got tackled illegally, so that played.
Well, and really wasn't on the tackle. It was as he went by, and he got pulled, and actually got free and picked up some more yards. So it wasn't a horse collar tackle.
Okay.
But
personal foul face mask.
So okay. Call a face mask.
Okay, it looked like you got tackled, but yeah, I guess the face mask spun him around.
Yeah.
You know, when you're reaching, you hit the face mask, come through the face mask, hit that shoulder pad, jersey area.
Yep.
So that's the first big penalty, guys, of the night, right? The first 15-yarder. Everything else has been 5 yards.
First penalty of the second half.
Right. So with 2:30 to play in the third quarter, with the Pirates leading 14-0, they're just shy of the red zone on the Hornets' 21-yard line, going right to left, east to west. Fuller puts a man in motion to the far side. He rolls to his right. He's going to throw it over. That ball is going to be intercepted by the Declo Hornets in the end zone. Touchback, Hornets ball on the 20.
Wow. Rasmussen in on that interception. He's big-time offense. He's saying, you know what, I'm going to do it on the defensive side here. Get my team the ball back with 2:13 to go in the third quarter. Declo.
Impressive.
Impressive. Usually we say if you throw the ball, if you overthrow it, you're going to be safe. But that time overthrew it into double coverage, and Rasmussen was right there. Rasmussen, a tall target. Obviously the ball wasn't going to him, but he's 6'1", 170. Senior DB / wide receiver and running back for this Hornets team.
203 yards receiving on the year. 3 interceptions, now 4. 3 fumble recoveries, 46 tackles, but 4 interceptions is not too shabby.
So Hayden Thaxton under center. Double backs behind him. Decent run there from number 23, Bodie Brackenbury. Gets a couple yards. 2:04. We'll call it 2 minutes to play before the end of the third quarter.
No 2-minute warning, and you know, Declo needs all the time I think that's left on the clock in this quarter and the next. Just they've had long, good drives, just no points, and they're going to have to find a way to hurry it up, I think, just a little bit on their offense.
And something to note, guys, Westside with 2 timeouts left, Declo with all their timeouts as we go into the fourth quarter. 1:30 to play.
Maybe.
Yeah, they might have that fourth one somewhere.
That's right. And we have a sack in the backfield. Thaxton was looking for someone to pass to. He pump faked.
A pump fake.
He pump fakes.
And that's Ivan Campbell again. That's 2 sacks now for the Westside Pirate defensive lineman, making his name known.
So the pump fake goes awry, and like Sean said, defensive tackle gets in the backfield quickly, and a sack, loss of a number of yards. 3rd and 13, ball on the 17-yard line. Less than a minute to play before the fourth quarter.
Now a lot of Declo drives have been going backwards, and that's going to be tough.
So here comes Thaxton under center. 3 running backs in the backfield. They're going to do a reverse, but the ball is on the ground. Who's going to be picked up by Westside? Says they got it, and it is Westside football. So a turnover by Declo. They get the ball back, and on 3rd and 13, they commit their own turnover. Westside takes over deep in Declo territory with 30 seconds to play before the third quarter. My goodness.
Disastrous for Declo. You know, the big key of the game was no turnovers. They get a great interception by Rasmussen in the end zone, athletic catch, but fumble it here dangerously in the red zone.
If you're Westside here, you're licking your chops. You score here, that game is all but over. Under center is Fuller. He hands it off. Power left, trying to fight for those yards, and they do get, again, 3 yards, which looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, guys, but he kept moving, kept his legs churning.
Yeah, this is, the point where Westside wants to use all the time possible, and they're just going to let the clock roll to end the third quarter.
So the third quarter is going to end with the Westside Pirates leading by a score of 14-0 over the Declo Hornets. Let's take a quick break, recognize some sponsors, and we'll be right back. You're watching the 3A Championship on Idaho. You're listening to the 3A Championship on IdahoSports.com. Welcome back to the 3A Championship here at the ICCU Dome. Westside, Declo, the Pirates leading the Hornets by a score of 14-0. As we get set to start the fourth quarter, we are on the 11-yard line, and Westside is looking to capitalize on the fumble by the Hornets.
Yeah, Declo fumbles right at the end of the half, on the 12-yard line, and now Westside has gotten 2 yards on a run, so we'll have to see, but what a fumble recovery by Westside Pirates.
So we go from the west side to the east side of the field with West Side on offense, 2nd and 8 on the 11-yard line. Had to make sure that was specific. We're not playing West versus East, but the field is facing West to East, and we have a false start by West Side. The entire left side of the offensive line took off, but the ball was never snapped.
So really the only penalties West Side's had is, I think, 3 offsides.
Yeah, 3 false starts or motions, all 5-yard penalties. And Declo did too, right, guys, until that face mask, that 15-yarder.
So relatively clean, but that's going to bring West Side back to the 15-yard line with no time off the clock yet.
Yeah. 2nd and 12. 12 minutes and counting before one of these teams will be crowned the champion of 3A football. Fuller under center. He hands it off to the right side, gets second level, nice work, will not go down. That's number 18 for the Pirates, Crusage.
Crusage saying, I want to get in on the scoring with the other Sage, you know. It's been a dynamic duo all year.
And Crusage was met, I mean, he got past the line of scrimmage, got past the defensive line. He was met by the backers, and he rolled and kept pushing all the way to that 3-4 yard line. 3rd and goal. Hands off up the middle, and that's going to be just shy of the touchdown. That was Crusage once again. Gets to the 1 yard line. And I think, guys, that was a first down, so that should be 2nd and 1?
Second goal from the 1.
Yeah, second and goal from the 1 yard line.
West Side more than willing to let this clock roll in 4th quarter. 3A state championship action. They want all the time to bleed away, because if they score here, it's going to be tough.
Number 22 in the backfield. That's Drake Sage. Will they give it to him, or they'll give it to Crew? They give it to Crew. Touchdown is Crusage. The senior gets in after his brother got in at the previous touchdown. And the Sage brothers and this West Side football team running away with it by a score of 20-0.
Yep, just classic up the middle, where it hasn't been working on the, the green part of the field. It worked in the Bengals black and orange part of the field, the touchdown line. Nice job by West Side to extend the score to 20-0, pending this extra point with 10:49 to go in the game.
65, Dallas Nelson in for the extra point. And the point is no good. He drills it, but it's drilled to the far right and is no good. So that brings our score to 20-0. West Side leading Declo.
At Weckel Tire Pros, we do more than fix cars. We maximize what customers do with their cars, and we maximize their love for being behind the wheel. At Weckel Tire, we wanted to wish Declo Hornets the best of luck on their playoff run. AMI Supply is a proud sponsor of Declo Hornets. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for all your agricultural and industrial projects, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 208-678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley.
So after a defensive battle in the first quarter, guys, we've had a touchdown in the second, a touchdown in the third, and one touchdown in the fourth quarter. West Side leads 20-0, Paul. What do you got?
Well, it's 14-0. It's still within reach. A few things go your way. It's 20-0 with only, under 11 minutes left. That makes it really hard because you if you're Declo, you have to expect West Side to make mistakes to get the ball back to you. Interceptions, fumbles.
Which they got one of those.
They got one of those, and you're not going to get very many a game, so they might have already spent that one.
They're going to have to, Declo that is, they're going to have to get something going in a hurry here.
Yep. No lollygagging.
Yeah, and we saw Declo move at the end of the first half as they take this kickoff. Nice run to the far side. That's number 13 who breaks tackles. Gavin Rasmussen, we talked today, needed something big. 20-10-5 touchdown off the kickoff return. Gavin Rasmussen.
And I think he picked that up at the 3-yard line, guys. If I saw that right, and if my math is right, Sean, that's 97 yards.
That's what I've gotten written down, is a 97-yard kickoff return to light the Hornets' fire here in the fourth quarter, bringing it 20-6. Westside still ahead. It'll be interesting to see what the Hornets do here, if they go for 2 or go for 1. Looks like they're going to line up to kick, though, as I say that.
But, and we were just talking about something big needed to happen, right?
Right.
There it is. That will do. That'll do, Pig.
Yeah, nothing bigger than a 97-yard kickoff return to get that team fired up.
As we wait the snap for the extra point, the snap is high and the ball is tipped, and it does not get in for the extra point. Far right, so Bodie Brackenberry's PAT attempt is no good, so the score will stay at 20-6. Guys, the big touchdown happened off the kickoff return from Gavin Rasmussen. The problem is now Westside offense takes over, and they've had no problem scoring in the second half.
It did. It took 12 seconds. It took 12 seconds for them to put 6 points on the board. So, obviously that's going to be an onside kick coming out, whether that's the traditional onside kick or whether it's that a squib kick, or there's that little short kick that lands between that 20 and 30-yard line.
And I've seen that a ton here at the ICU Dome. Kickers love it. Skyline's done it.
I love it.
There's been a bunch of teams. And it's really good if they get it past that first line of defenders on the 40, kind of inside the 35-30 area where guys aren't really ready and no one goes for it. And you got some speedsters, which we know Declo does.
So with 10:37, Paul's getting the chills up here, guys. 10:37 to play before the end of this game, and we crown a champion. The Declo Hornets score a 97-yard kickoff touchdown return. Gavin Rasmussen goes big.
A state champion was just crowned up in the Kibbe Dome. Time just expired. Kendrick wins the 2A championship 50-14 over Butte County. Butte County got a touchdown with under a minute to play.
And I believe, guys, on our Gem State Game Day Prepcast, all of us but Paul.
I refused.
Called Kendrick winning that ball game.
Did I refuse or did I pick Butte?
I picked Butte.
Okay, never mind. All the smart people picked Kendrick.
Ouch.
Wow.
Kickoff to the 10-yard line. Love these guys I'm broadcasting with. And Westside's going to try to do their own big return as they make a couple guys miss. Nice return there from Westside all the way to the 34-yard line.
And Sean, maybe you agree or don't, but I understand the thinking behind it, right? Let's go ahead and try and pin them back further, because if you miss that onside kick, you give them great field position. But then they get back to the 34-yard line anyway.
Yeah, so, you kick it. There's a huge hole between the 30, 25-yard line. Westside was kind of baiting them into doing it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you go for it, because where the ball turns up, I don't know if it really changes. You do that kind of high, low flying thing into the middle of the field there, and maybe your guys get down there and get it or cause a fumble because someone grabs the ball that normally doesn't. But now they have the same field position, Westside.
Fuller under center will fake the handoff. Might have been a broken play, and he will take it himself and really get maybe a half a yard, guys. They're going to give him a yard, bring him 2nd and 9, ball on the 35-yard line, but more like 9.5. On their own 35, the clock continues to tick. 10-10 to play before someone is crowned champion.
Trey Stone, number 11 for Declo, in there on the initial tackle. Nice job by him.
So Westside, 2nd and 9, less than 10 minutes to play before this one ends. Fuller under center, two backs behind him. Hands it off. No, it's a fake, excuse me. It's a play action, he's got his man open, dives for the pass to the outside. All the way to the far sideline, ball falls incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Interesting play call there by Westside.
If you're Declo, I think you like it.
100%.
You're gonna take those passing plays for Westside. It's gonna stop the clock.
Yeah.
You're gonna, your defense has got one interception in the secondary. Why not? You're gonna like that. It's gonna give you the time and really bring up a big third down here, 3rd and 10.
And I don't know if you can hear that on the broadcast, but the Declo fans standing up on this big third down, 3rd and 10. It looks like we have a timeout called by Westside, their second timeout called of the half, so they have 1 timeout left. Declo Hornets with all their timeouts. We'll take a quick timeout also, and we'll recognize some sponsors and be right back. You're listening to the 3A Championship on IdahoSports.com.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Welcome back to 3A Championship on IdahoSports.com here in the ICCU Dome. Westside Pirates with the ball on the 34-yard line, their own 34-yard line, 3rd and 10 with 9:33 to play before the end of this one. Fuller under center, running back behind him, wide receiver at the bottom, at the near side. It's going to be play action. He rolls to his near side, pass to the far side in the backfield. Nice run, lots of room to go, gets the first down, and then some more breaking tackles. That's number 30 on the catch in the run, Cooper Milburn for the first down.
And what a gutsy but smart play by Westside, switching the field with that pass and only had one man to beat. He almost beat him.
Like you said, Sean, gutsy call. As it was a bootleg to our near side, they throw to Cooper Milburn on the complete opposite side of the field, who was still in the backfield. And all the Declo players were running towards this near side. And Cooper Milburn, great yards after catch. So 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line. 9 minutes to play before the end of the game. Quarterback under center, hands it off, and running back he trips. Looks like he tripped over his own feet, and he will get back to the line of scrimmage, but hit hard as he was falling. It looked like it was helmet to helmet as it was incidental, but as he's falling on the trip, he was hurt.
Coyle was the one in the tackle for Declo.
Number 55 is injured on the turf at about the 46-yard line. So there'll be an injury timeout.
It's Hiram Checketts, one of their offensive linemen. And we'll take a quick break as well as we tend to the injured Pirate. We'll be right back. You're watching the 3A Championship on IdahoSports.com.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome back to this audio-only broadcast of the 3A Championship matchup on IdahoSports.com. Number 55 comes up, Hiram Checketts. He's helped off the field, but he looks like he's going to be okay, all things considered, Sean.
Mostly moving himself. He's limping a little bit, but he's off. Big round of applause, but it's 2nd and 10 on the 49 for the Pirates. Declo needs some stops or a turnover here.
I was going to say, Paul, they got to get turnover here with 8:45 to play. You're down 2 touchdowns.
Yep, because you see that. I mean, they're waiting for that back official to start counting. I mean, quarterback is standing there with his hands gripping his pads, just hanging out, waiting for the count to start.
Smart, and with that injury timeout, both teams are able to talk, and Westside coaches said take as much time as you can. Fuller under center, running back behind him. He hands it off, bouncing off tacklers, and gets just a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9, guys. Ball on the 48-yard line with 8:10 to play. If you're Westside, if you can convert this first down, that might be ball game.
Yeah,
it's going to make it much more difficult.
And it's been interesting too because Westside, has run on third down more times than I've been alive. But they've been throwing the ball a lot here tonight.
Yeah.
So do you throw it here and risk that clock not stopping, or do you just stick with what's worked over the past decade?
We'll see what they decide as he is in the shotgun. Fuller is with the running back on his left hip. 3 receivers, 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Puts a man in motion. He'll hand it off. No, it's going to be a fake handoff, and that ball is almost intercepted. Play action pass to the near side. Triple coverage. Great sportsmanship from Declo's number 40, picking up number 26, who the pass was intended for, Bryson McDaniel.
Yeah, and just what I said, Westside elects to go for a pass. It's almost caught and almost intercepted by Declo here on the right side of the field. So stops the clock for Declo.
That was number 5 for Declo. It went through the receiver's hands and just landed. He wasn't expecting it. So he kind of juggled it just for a second and dropped, but that would have been huge.
And that was Landon Silcock, that the junior DB. So Westside looks like they are going to punt this ball. And if you're Westside, man, you want to be so careful you don't cause another long touchdown.
They need to hurry. They're running out
in
of time.
special teams. And that ball is almost blocked off the punt, and that ball is going to bounce. Nice Westside bounce all the way to the end zone. Nice big Bengals painted end zone. And with 7:25 to play before the end of the game, Westside, Declo will take over at their own 20-yard line.
And Rasmussen gambled there. He was the return man, and he was, I don't know, at the 10, 15-yard line, and that ball hit. And if it would have stopped, they would have been, he wanted it to go in the end zone, and luckily it did. But he really didn't make a play for the football. That ball stops rolling, he's in trouble.
And I thought the same thing, like it had the distance to be in an area where you probably should fair catch it or do something. The chances of it taking that big of bounce into end zone, I think were lower than the other chances of the things that happened, but it worked out in their favor, but could have been disastrous.
Thaxton in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers, tight end to his left, running back on his right hip. It's going to be a direct snap, a wildcat, which is going to go nowhere. Great stop there from the Westside defense. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball is still on the 20. They're going to give him a gain of 2 yards, surprisingly.
Generous.
2nd and 8. Ball now on the 21, 22-yard line. 7 minutes to play before this game is over.
They've got to hurry.
Yeah, Declo still kind of keeping to the same game plan they had to start the game. And at this point, under 7 minutes to go in the state championship, you've got to change it up in speed. And this long time between plays is killing them right now.
They're huddling and goodness,
coming to the sideline for the play, running back out.
And then huddling.
6:40 to play. 2 receivers. Extra blocker on the right side of the line. Takes the snap, 3-step drop. He's going to throw to the far side. The ball falls incomplete just beyond the reach of number 5, Landon Silcock. But the ball isn't complete, so the clock stops.
Yeah, it stops, but it took 30 seconds to call the play, and 30 seconds is a difference between a touchdown and going home.
So 3rd and 9, ball on the 21-yard line. Like Sean said, took about 30 seconds, so that'll take us to 6:31 to play.
Now, that was a well-designed first down play. He was open. He ran down. He needed to get to the 30, went to the 35, turned, was open. He was missed. Just a bit outside.
Great call there from Paul as, he ran to the sticks, but ball too far out of his reach. Thaxton in the shotgun. 4 receivers. 2 on those sides. It's going to be a screen play, and it's going to be blown up. Tackled almost immediately by the Westside defense. The ball was completed to number 23, Bodie Brackenbury, but going nowhere. 4th and long for this Hornets offense.
Westside linebacker did not bite on the screen play, stayed home, and put down a big hit with the clock still ticking on a screenplay. It's just tough. Fourth down, though, here for the Hornets. They're going to have to go for it. It's the end of the year. It's the last game of the year. You got to go for it.
But Sean says that they look like they're in punt formation. So with 5:50 to play, they pretend to fake it, but they do end up punting that football, trying to play the field position game. And the ball is collected at the 40-yard line by Westside. So Westside now takes over with 5:41 to play. Interesting play call there from Declo, but obviously trying to play, flipping the field, Sean.
And Westside kind of did the opposite on that kick return, what Paul was talking about. Westside fielded it off the bounce. If I'm Westside, I just let it bounce and let the time roll. It's not going, if it goes back 5 more yards, it's not going to make a difference at all. But taking the ball off the bounce, risky.
So with 5:41 to play, the Pirates offense will take over on their own 40-yard line, leading 20-6. They can feel it. They can taste the championship. 1st and 10. Fuller pitches it to our near side. And that's going to be a gain of a couple yards.
And you know what every Westside player has is the turbo button for the spin move.
Yeah.
Every Westside runner, or pretty much anyone who's touched the ball offensively, has a spin move dialed up, and it makes guys miss or at least gets them maybe 1 more yard.
Yep. It's hitting that double X twice, right? 2nd and 8, ball on the 42-yard line. And there again, Westside is very much okay with letting that clock run down. Hornets with all 3 timeouts. Pirates with 1 timeout left. Fuller in the shotgun, running back on his left hip. 2 receivers to the far side. Lined up closer to this near hash. They hand it off, and he's going to be broke free right up the middle. That's number 18 for Westside Crusade. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Westside. Crusade blows through the left side of that line. Great blocking. And we're going to call that a 58-yard touchdown run.
Second big run for Crusade, or excuse me, his first one was only 2 yards. So his first long run, but his second touchdown for Crusade. And what a game he's had. And really, the dance is coming to an end, and Crusade got his last dance in.
He really did. He really did.
Crusade making sure his little brother wouldn't outshine him in this game. 2 touchdowns. Like Sean said, one was the 1-yard touchdown, which it was a big touchdown, Sean, right? It was that second one to put this game really out of reach. And this one is the nail in the coffin. Extra point is up. The extra point is good. So with 4:46 to play, the Pirates lead by a score of 27-6. Welcome back to the ICCU Dome 3A championship game. Westside just scored a touchdown, giving us a score 27-6. Crusade 58-yard touchdown run to the left far side of the field. Puts the nail in the coffin for this one, guys. With 4:46, you're down 4 touchdowns. Not much there to go for Declo, Paul.
There's not, but it's your last game of the season. Your seniors are going to be playing hard. You're playing for pride now. You're not going to play for the win. You're playing. You are second place, right?
100%.
A lot of teams wish they were playing this evening around the state, but yeah, it's pride at this point.
Westside trying to kick that ball out of there, but they only get it to the 5-yard line. And can they get another big kickoff return? They won't. Good tackling, good coverage on the kickoff, and that was number 23 for Declo, Bodie Brackenberry, on the return, getting them to the 25-yard line. And guys, folks, stay with us. We got a great game coming up as we're watching fans from both Skyline and Hillcrest start to flow in and fill in these seats. Skyline is going to be on the far side, the north side of the ICCU Dome, and here on our side, on the south side, is Hillcrest. And both fan bases really starting to fill in these seats.
This plan, and I guarantee there's going to be some fans that want to watch that game too.
Yeah,
100%.
If you got in here early, you're not leaving.
So 1st and 10 for Declo on their own 24-yard line. They're going to need something like a miracle for this one. A quick pass, slant to the far side. And that was number 5, Landon Silcock, for the catch. And instead of calling a timeout, they're going to let the clock roll and wait for the call from the sideline.
And interesting enough, Skyline and Hillcrest fans probably drove down together, right? They're probably passing each other, right? You know, and then, waving
at each other.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thaxton in the shotgun. He hands it off. And some extracurricular going on the block. But nothing more than just some hard football, playing through to the whistle, finishing your block, no problem. 2nd and 2, ball on the 32-yard line, 3:55 and counting. Thaxton, shotgun, takes the snap, 3-step drop, throws to our near side. It's a big throw, that's caught. Does he get out of bounds? He does not get out of bounds. They're going to continue to move that clock as soon as they move the chains. Nice catch there from Gavin Rasmussen.
Rasmussen has had a game, interception, some big catches, big plays, great job. And like Paul said, it's an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
You don't have many opportunities to be in championship games, and you're going to take every, opportunity you have in it.
And this game all but over, but yeah, go try to score to keep some of that pride as they try to do that, but Thaxton is sacked in the backfield from that west side pressure that he's felt a lot more in this second half, guys.
Yeah, the west side front line, you're buying them cheeseburgers at the end of this game. They've had a phenomenal game.
Thaxton, the senior quarterback, playing in his last game of his high school career. Takes the snap, bouncing around looking for something. He's going to be sacked once again in the backfield. Huge sack. Going to bring up a 3rd and forever with 2:40 and counting to play. Declo coaches going to take their timeouts with them, which is probably the right call here, unless you want to get in some subs, some reserves that haven't had a lot of playing time this year. But 3rd and 21, ball now on the 50-yard line, 2:20 and counting to play. Thaxton in the shotgun. He's going to go long. He's got his man open. That's caught. Nice catch there from Landon Silcock. And that's going to bring up a 4th and manageable for the Hornets. 2:09 to play.
Yeah, number 30 for Westside was right there on the tackle. Kind of came up underneath him, brought him down.
And it was a safe tackle, too, because that could have been a dangerous one as he was defenseless. The receiver was. Throw to our near side. That ball is almost intercepted by number 18, Crusage.
How fitting would that be? Get a pick 6 with 1:50 left.
Yeah, that would have put the icing on the cake for Crusage's state championship game.
And as the ball falls incomplete,
turnover on downs.
That's going to be turnover on downs. That was that 4th and manageable throw. And Westside will take over with 1:50 to play. They should probably run one play and then kneel the ball.
Well, they can kneel. They can kneel on
I guess they can
3
kneel
downs,
all 3 downs. So Westside will win their 10th championship, barring any act of the universe, if you will.
And avenge the early season loss to Declo.
Yep.
Again, that 6-0 loss, that stung Westside all season long. They made some changes. They had to change some culture things. Coach Moser talked about how a lot of players, he heard one player say, Coach, it's tough to play for Westside because if you don't win the championship, no one remembers you. And Coach Moser didn't like that, and they had to change some things in the program. And it's worked out tonight.
It reminded them that football's fun. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Team building experiences.
Yeah, the bus rides, the team dinners as we have a handoff to the far side. That's number 30 for Westside on the carry. Cooper Milburn had a great catch earlier this game. But so Moser and his staff decided we need to make football fun again for these kids. And they clearly did just that as they've had a fun time tonight. You've seen it in their body language. Talk about body language throughout these playoffs. And it's been positive all night for Westside.
Yeah, they don't need, with 56 seconds, they should be just taking a knee. I don't know if they will.
They'll hand it off up the middle. 48 seconds and counting to play.
We've got some different personnel in there for Westside, different quarterback.
There we go, yeah.
They're just giving some kids some championship opportunity moments. And, you talked about everyone thought, Westside lost the game. There's a couple of teams this year, like Sugar Salem lost games. Like, oh, the boat, the wheels
Kendrick.
have come off.
Yeah,
Kendrick
things have
lost a
changed.
game. Well, Kendrick won a championship. Westside's about to win a championship. Sugar Salem's in a position.
Yep.
One game doesn't make your season.
And these players that are coming in right now, they're going to be defending this championship next year.
100%. Another handoff up the middle, 10 seconds, and that's going to do it as the clock rolls to 0. The Westside Pirates defeat the Declo Hornets by a score of 27-6, and the Westside Pirates are your 3A champions of Idaho high school football. We'll take a quick break and be right back for the post-game show. You've been listening to the 3A championship on IdahoSports.com.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your health.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles, stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome back to the ICCU Dome, where the Westside Pirates have defeated the Declo Hornets 27-6 in this 3A championship matchup. The Westside Pirates are your 3A champions. Sean, Paul, how did it happen?
Well, Westside scored a few more points than Declo.
Very politically
Brilliant,
correct.
brilliant analysis from Paul Kingsbury, the boss. But no, a lot of defense in that first quarter. But after that first quarter, the door got blown open by Westside.
Yeah, well, Westside the defense really never stopped, so that's not really a bad scenario that Paul laid down for us. The defense was phenomenal for Westside the whole time. They hold a Declo team that's used to scoring a bunch of points to 6 for the whole game. But in the second quarter, Westside gets a 26-yard run touchdown to start off the scoring, and then we get into the third quarter, and we get another touchdown in the third quarter, and then there's a fumble, and then to start the fourth quarter, Crusade runs in a 2-yard touchdown. Declo gets a kickoff, 97-yard return, and then Crusade caps it off with a 59-yard touchdown with 4:46 left to go in the game, pretty much sealing it. And so it was basically what Westside does: run the ball extremely well, threw in a few passes that opened that up, and just did a great job and win the state championship.
First-year head coach Rhett Jones accepts the runner-up with his team. Now he's out there collecting the team as they can talk. Westside, as you heard that, just received their championship trophy as the 3A champions. But Paul, tell us about Rhett Jones and this Declo Hornets team. How did they play, and what are they going to do next year as they can build off of this runner-up game?
I think what he did is he took over tradition, right? And so he continues that tradition. Meanwhile, he puts in his own tweaks, right? His own style with his assistant coaches, and the team is obviously bought into the program. And anytime you change head coaches, you really have to wonder if the kids are going to buy in, and obviously they did. I mean, they're playing today. So it's going to be the off-season workouts. It's going to be the team dinners in the off-season. It's going to be that team building, the weight room, everything that gets them back here next year, which it wouldn't shock me in the slightest to see it again.
Go ahead, Sean.
10 seniors on this Declo team. That's not, it's not a ton. It's not a little, but still a pretty young group out there, and a lot of the young guys did things. They got this experience. Definitely when you get here and it doesn't go the way you want to come back, and that's what Declo's done year after year after year after year. They'll be in great shape next year.
Westside Pirates get their 10th championship of their history program, and as they receive their 3A champion, they are the first 3A champions of this new classification. Obviously, there's been 3A before, but not for these teams, right? And some have bounced back and forth as classifications have changed and teams have moved up and moved down. But Westside of this new classification are the first champions of this 3A classification. As the teams line up to shake hands, we have a game next. Hillcrest Skyline, number 1 versus number 2. Skyline, of course, coming in as number 1, and Hillcrest coming in as the number 2. But guys, before we close this broadcast, we got to award our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game. Today's Player of the Game is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game. Whether you're on the field or the road, be in the moment and free from distractions. Sean, who's it going to be tonight?
We're going to go with Crusade. He had 2 touchdowns, a 2-yard variety run, and then late in that fourth quarter, that 58-yard big run sealed the deal for the Westside Pirates, and Crusade will be our player of the game.
And guys, we already kind of teased this, but these two teams, Westside, Declo, will be back in the playoffs next year. Perhaps even we'll get a third rematch against these two teams. Just a phenomenal matchup. Congratulations to the Declo Hornets for being the runners-up, getting all this way. It is so hard to get in the playoffs, even harder to win a championship. Westside, though, was able to do that tonight by a score of 27-6. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2024 Idaho High School Football Postseason, brought to you by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, Value-Wide Cooperative, your local Toyota dealers, Dip Fusion Helmet Reconditioning, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. This broadcast was also made possible by the great support from these local businesses: AMI Supply, Kelly's, Preston Auto Parts, Wicklow Tire Pros, and again, Kelly's Bearing Supply and AMI Supply. Special thanks to Athletic Director Pauline Theros here at the ICCU, and everyone here at the Dome for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, Crusade, 2 huge rushing touchdowns, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Thanks again for joining us as the Westside Pirates defeat the Declo Hornets by a score of 27-6. For my broadcast partner,
Sean Kane.
And
I'm Paul Kingsbury.
And everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I am Joel Richardson saying be excellent to each other and have a good night.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com.